Now, the Netflix balance sheet is characterized by two very distinct trends. The first one is the sharp and consistent rise in the value of its content assets. This is simply a reflection of the billions Netflix is pouring into sourcing and securing streaming content rights. In addition, the company is developing its own original content, which is streamed exclusively off its platform. Now, in 2019, Netflix spent over $15 billion on content. So from a catalog perspective, the balance sheet is looking very, very good. But there's a catch to that. And that's really the second trend and what we see on the other half of the balance sheet. In order to finance the purchase and the development of content, Netflix is borrowing more and more money. And that results in it incurring greater and greater liabilities. So its overall debt, and particularly its long-term debt, is shooting through the roof. And the debt we see on the balance sheet is not the full picture. The company has got long-term commitments, especially for content it commissions directly, that may not be reflected as liabilities at present, but which the company will be obligated to pay for in the future. So Netflix is trying to strike a balance of sorts, have the widest and the greatest content, and fund that with debt that doesn't put too much strain on the company's balance sheet. Up to now, they seem to be making that work. But this funding model works when capital markets are liquid and open to making additional capital available to Netflix. If capital market conditions change, it's a whole new movie. It's something we've got to continue watching closely. I want to close off the balance sheet section on a positive note. Firstly, the Netflix brand embodies incredible value. It's become increasingly recognizable across the world. It evokes positive and warm sentiment from most users, and it has appeal across geography, across age, across social class, and across many cultures. That makes it incredibly valuable. And this value is not fully captured in the balance sheet. And the intellectual property through data that Netflix has amassed on its users is also not fully captured through its technology assets on the balance sheet. This IP and the capabilities it has allowed Netflix to generate via the Netflix platform is arguably the most valuable asset of the company. It's certainly what differentiates its capabilities from its competitors. So there's intrinsic, intangible value in Netflix that's not reflected in the traditional balance sheet metrics and analysis.